Hey, what's happening? It's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. Welcome to this beat breakdown. I know it's going to be dope because this is not your typical beat, man. This beat is, I don't know. I can see it definitely on like a Disney movie, on an animated movie. It's very positive, it's happy, and it's something different. You know, it's not trap and it's not R&B. It has hip hop elements, but it's a very positive beat, and I really like it. And producers, don't put yourself in boxes, man. Don't, like, you can think bigger, grand, like make stuff for big screen movies. That's where I see this beat, and I like to challenge myself creatively because I don't like getting stuck in the same creative mindset. I'm just a different dude. Everybody's different. Doesn't mean that you have to do it. It's just what makes you happy as a creative, as a producer. So if you like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at DJ Fanatic or Instagram at Sounds for Producers. So the first sound, I actually started with a loop, and it definitely I like to be challenged, so it is a different type of loop. So I'll play it for you. So there's a lot going on there, a lot of layers. So it's very musical to start with. So with that type of loop, I did some craziness too. I tried different things, but ended up just using Shaperbox 2. What I did initially, I cut the lows and boost the highs to get it a little cleaner. But then I used Shaperbox 2 and did some craziness. I used one of their rhythm filtering, and I also used width. So it's a layered effect with different things going on. So I have filter doing this rhythm, and then I have the width actually getting wider and then more narrow as it goes. So after I showed you what I did, let me just play it again, just that sound. And notice I have the mix level down on the rhythm part of it, the filtering, but I have the width going wide and narrow all the way up. So you can do very creative stuff like that if you have time and you want to just try different things. Notice I tried halftime and another EQ after, and I didn't like how it sounded. So this is without any plugins. And this is with. So there's a lot more movement with those plugins, and always experiment. So the next sound that I chose was the pad. So check it out. And it jumps up an octave here, the second part. Now you see how happy it sounds. For the pad I chose, that's pattern 2. Let's see here, select pattern 2. Yeah, I use Omnisphere. Let me show you what sound I chose. And that sound was Hollow Jupiters, and it looks like it was a type of, I'm not even sure what that was. It's an atmospheric sound. So it's just background, but a subtle melody. The next thing I chose is like these bells. So check it out. I was like, I'm already like super happy. So let me put some bells in there. And bells are cheerful, especially in this type of key. So check it out. See how happy it sounds? And the bells I use, obviously EQ2, and I cut a lot of the lows. I cut all the way up over 200 hertz and a slow curve for the highs. Reverb is not too, the decays at a low level and the wet level is at a low level. So I cut the low frequencies as well for the reverb. Then I used Fruity Delay 3, Ping Pong Delay, panned it, and brought the wet level down to 62%, and everything else is pretty default. So that actually kind of makes it move around more and just sounds like it's in a bigger space. Just kind of psyching out the listener and just making it sound more grand than it is, because listen to the bells without everything. And this is the bells with everything. You can start a whole nother beat with just the bells. So you get the idea. So the next thing I chose, I added like a hit. It's like a downbeat thing, so check it out. It's a unique hit because it almost sounds like aggressive brass. So I'm gonna play it again. And with that, I obviously didn't do anything because I like how it sounded, but it already had like reverb and everything. So let's see, and actually that's what it sounds like by itself. And always make sure it's in the right key. Don't have a hit hitting like in a note that's not even in the scale. That just makes everything sound crazy. And usually with these, you want them to be on the root note, the ending note or beginning note of the song. The root note is basically the scale. So to continue, I use a hi-hat next to kind of, I'm happy with the sounds. I'm happy with what's going on melodic wise. And I decided to start going some drums. So here it is with the hi-hat pattern. Cut the lows. Yeah, this beat is so happy. And then I started jumping into the next sound, which was the kick. Sorry, the snare. And with the snare, I cut the lows and boost the highs a little bit, and also added some reverb, just a nice touch for that type of snare. And also, I have a feeling, just listening to it, let's go, where are we? The snare, I decided to pitch it as well. I thought it was too low, so I pitched it here to match the key a little bit. Let's copy that value, and this is what it sounds like at the regular pitch value. Not too bad, but with it at that pitch, it's not as overpowering. So here it is with the open hi-hat was the next sound. I'm all over the place. The next sound was actually the kick. Alright, so the kick sounds really aggressive and it's just in the cut really well with the low frequencies. This is what I did. I just cut some of the highs for the kick, and I also use Sound Goodizer to give it more presence. Let's play it without any plugins and by itself. And also, I don't think that's mastering. Oh yeah, it is. So anyway, you get the idea. That's with. This is without. Big difference, right? So it has a lot more presence and just more oomph to it. The next sound that I chose was the, I already showed you the snare, I think. So this must be, and notice I have things out of order. I rarely do that. This must be the open hi-hat. Hear it? And it's just something minuscule, like minor, but a lot of times when you do something small like that in the background, you definitely add like value to the beat. You add more rhythm, more presence, and sometimes we overlook little things like that. So basically, I'm really happy with everything sounding on this happy beat, and then I was like, how can I take this up a notch? Let me just add something really angelic, just something. It needs something else, that one more thing. I don't know why I did that voice, But you get the idea. So I'm really happy how this sounded. So this is the next sound. Nice. Exhale by Output. I found a cool sound in there that I liked, that I thought it'd go great. And I was like, yo, how can I get like some vocal sounds maybe in this beat? And I chose the Spaz Hey. This is an expansion pack, I believe. Spaz Hey. I don't know how they got the name, but I like how it sounded with the beat, and it sounded dope. So that's why I use it. So last but not least, I added a sub in. I had some fast distortion on it. They kind of give it its own identity. Sidechain it to the kick, so the kick cuts through, and also cut the highs. And on that vocal effect, all I did is cut the lows, if you notice, but at 100 hertz. So let's play it a little bit. Let's get to the sub, and this is the type of pattern that I chose. So you can barely hear it, but it's there, especially if you have a nice sound system, you can feel it. So that's kind of idea I was going for. I wanted you to feel it more, you can hear. Being that everything was like super cheerful and super happy, I wanted a contrast. I was like, I'm gonna make this bass just mean and just in your gut. You know what I mean? It's not even, you can't hear it, you can just feel it. So that's kind of the contrast that I chose to do there. And it's so cool to like revisit stuff that I make, because I get such in a creative state that you can't really verbalize what you're doing. But when you look at it again, it's like reading the same book, and you're like, yo, I remember I was there. That's why I chose to do that. So anyway, yeah, you get the idea. And I use this cool plugin called Endless Smile. It has like multiple things you can do. It's basically multiple layered effects, but using it, my bad, as automation, you can make some creative things, which I'm about to play for you. So anyway, that's the whole beat. Mastering, I didn't pan too much. I panned the panda pad to the right a little bit, the second sound. Mastering, of course, I used isotope stuff, neutron 2, ozone 8, and tonal balance control, and adjust all the parameters in each module. You know, I've done a video on my mastering process, but you can always do mastering in 10 billion different ways. You can use Maximus and come up with better results. I mean, it depends on what tool you use, your ear, and the type of sounds that are in the beat. There's a lot of factors, but yeah, you can get crazy with stuff like that. So I'm not gonna bore you to death with every little thing I did in the mastering process, but as you can hear, I was playing the beat and showing the different stuff is because I did it with the mastering sounds. I didn't turn them off in this video, so you kind of get the full vibe. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play the whole part, the chorus right here, with the mastering, and then turn off mastering. So this is with mastering. And this is without. Wow, big difference, right? So you get the idea why mastering is important. I know some producers don't even master their beats. Some producers don't even mix their beats. Yo, every time you mix your beat, you're adding more value to your customer. They might not even know that it's mixed, but if it sounds good and feels good to them, it'll sell better. You know what I mean? So, and also mastering. I know some producers don't master their beats. So you want to make sure you're taking it to that next level. Now, when you're mastering, be careful about what your output is, like how your final dB level, because certain producers, artists like them at certain levels, but I mean, that varies per producer. It's a taste or whatever. So I think I do mine at -2 decibels. I don't know what my ceiling is. I think it's -2 decibels or 0. It depends what I'm doing, because I make music for a lot of different things other than just artists. So anyway, as you can tell, because this is different, and I don't know, well, I guess artists could sing on it for like a Disney show or animation like Frozen or something. But anyway, let me stop babbling on. Let me show you the beat and enjoy. Check out Endless Smile right here. Let a little more play for you. Here's a break. So you notice how things move, and there's movement, and there's things going out and coming back in. So again, you know, make sure you choose something that challenges you. Choose a loop that challenges you. That way you can learn your creative process and find your way through making that beat. And don't be afraid to try different stuff. You know, there's music everywhere. So again, it's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. Of course, you can follow me at Twitter at DJ Fanatic, PHANATIC, or Instagram at Sounds for Producers. Peace and love.